Okay, hi and welcome to the Thor Bench Races. Misty Walton, Cam Williams. This week we are going racing. Misty, we're going to give these guys the inside line on exactly what happens when they go to an MX Nationals race.
Yeah, we've changed it up a little bit this week. We've been showing a lot of interviews behind the scenes in the pits and that sort of thing, but today it's all about the racing and the track. We're going to get up close and personal and show you everything that racing has to offer.
Let's not mess around. Here's the MX1 highlights from this week.
Thanks, Cam. Well, a fantastic day. Beautiful weather at Swan Hill for the 8th round of the championship as the Monster Energy MX1 class gets underway. It started a little earlier with the Super Pole, and of course it was Matt Moss who took it out. Moss came into this round with a 2-point lead in the red plate over previous series leader Todd Waters. The question was, could Waters get up and make it happen? Well, as you can see, Moss in this one certainly got out, was very strong. It was really going to be a strong day for Moss. He really had to go on and really dominate today to show Todd Waters what it was all about. One of the other guys who did exceptionally well in the MX1 class was Waters' teammate, Kurt Gibbs. Gibbs certainly worked very hard through the motos and rode a very solid day to finish 3rd overall. One of the other riders that we expected to see more from was the guy who won the previous round, Billy McKenzie. It looked like Billy McKenzie might have left his race box or his race mind on the beaches of Byron Bay because Billy certainly wasn't in the game. Lawson Bopping, I'm not too sure what happened to Lawson Bopping. He certainly didn't have a race face on. Gareth Swanepoel was off the pace. But the pace setters were, of course, Matt Moss on the 102. There he is, Mossy leading the championship now by 11 points. It was really a good day for Moss. The rest of them, they struggled other than the 2 KTM boys. Enjoy the action of this, the MX1 category. These are the highlights from round 8. Well, I hope you enjoyed those highlights. As the checkered flag falls, you can see it was Matt Moss who absolutely dominated. Congratulations to the Pirelli Modal Suzuki rider, Matt Moss, who extends his championship lead into the penultimate round.
Gibbsy, solid performance in GoPro Super Pole, great qualifying, and then a couple of solid motos, mate. Something to really build on for his last 2 rounds.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm starting to build a lot of confidence in this class. It's my rookie year, but it's my 3rd podium now, and I need to get off this 3rd step and get up 1 or 2 closer. So, you know, I'd love to do that towards the end of the year. You know, Todd and Mossy are riding really well today, but yeah, got 2 great starts and good Super Pole, and yeah, it's paying off.
A full rack of those MX Nationals chopping boards would look good in your place, right?
Oh, definitely. You know, you can never have enough. So, yeah, definitely working towards it and working hard, and it shows. You know, the team's putting in a massive effort. MotorX KTM racing team. Can't thank everyone that's a part of that team. My mechanic Minnie, Robbie T, Danny Apro, and you know, my family for coming over to watch, and friends that have come to watch too here. It's still a decent drive for them, but you know, thanks very much, and everyone that sponsors me and supports me.
Fantastic, Evan. I'm really surprised I let your old man in, but that's a whole different ballgame for another day. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Gibbs, 3rd place.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Toddy, just that 2nd moto, you just couldn't quite get close enough to get, you know, obviously held up a little bit in the start and then just ticked him off, but not close enough to Mossy.
Yeah, look, in a perfect world, we want to get a good start. But, you know, I enjoyed that moto. I come from, I don't know, 4th or something, and I had a heap of fun. So, you know, that's what we're here for, and we're building. So, you know, obviously we're here to race for a championship, but, you know, I'm doing everything I can, and we've had an interesting year. So we're going to, yeah, just do our best at every race, and this is a good start back.
Definitely still in the hunt for the championship there, aren't you? You know, you're right there. Just that little bit Matt Moss seems to be carrying the confidence, I guess, you had at the start of the year right now.
Yeah, look, Matt's riding really good, and I look forward to battling with him in the future and the rest of the round. So, you know, time's against me at the moment, and I'm just, you know, we got 2 weeks now, so I can get back into my training and come out for the next round and hopefully have a good, solid round.
Fantastic performance today, mate.
Perfect, thanks. And I just got to give a big thanks to Robbie T and Ryan, mechanic, mum, dad, Minnie. You know, congrats to Gibbsy as well, so, and Matt. So, yeah, awesome day. Thank you.
Good on you, mate. Fantastic result. Ladies and gentlemen, Todd Waters, 2nd place.
Whipping up a bad batch, too much bacon on it. Bacon on it, bacon on it. Assalamu alaikum on it. Got it, lost it, got it, spent it, got it. Now I'm back to ballin', 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 ballin'.
Whoa. Hey, Wale, you gotta try these.
All right, Matt Mice, in terms of championship overall, I just fixed you up here, brother. A solid performance, a good way to really lock down that red plate and carry some momentum into the last 2 rounds of a series.
It is, it was exciting at the start of the year watching, Todd sort of dominate, and it's me and him are going for our first Open Championship, so we're getting heated, but that's a part of the race, and I'm sure if I wasn't out there, Todd wouldn't be enjoying it, so it's good to battle with him. I know it's going to come down the wire, and we're both, as I said, going for our first championship. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to battling with him to the end. And I just really like the Fang team, Motor Pirelli, Suzuki. Them guys are put 110%. My mechanic Jess, Jay Foreman, Perry, and even Nate, helping Coops. And I just really like to thank Mossinger, Elko, One Industry, Scott Goggles, and Mydrade, Alter Ego Elite, Dan Reardon for training me. If it wasn't for him, I definitely don't think I'd be sitting on this first number, on the first box step. So, I'm happy for that, and we're working good.
Jay Foreman really knows how to get you guys to the end of the season. Obviously, nursed you through the first few rounds and really has brought you on, or you and Dan Reardon obviously as well have really come on towards the end of the series, haven't you?
Oh, definitely. Jay's just a easy-natured person, so it's easy to get on with him, and he knows how I can ride a bike, and he's not going to put the thumb on me, so he just tells me go out there and give it my all. And I'd like to thank my girlfriend for coming and watching this weekend too, so there she is. No, thank you.
Good work, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Matt Moss.
Guys, Motor Pirelli Suzuki rider Matt Moss, overall winner of the MX1 class here at Swan Hill. Matt, you couldn't have found your form at a better time in the championship.
It's the first time getting a Super Pole, getting the whole shot money, and winning both motos. I felt really good. It's the first time I've ever ridden this track. I think it's everyone's first time, that's not from Victoria. So we're all sort of on an even playing ground, and I just went out there and rode really solid. The last race, I didn't really put much effort in. It was just one of those things where I knew I put a gap early, and I just sort of, maintained what I had. And I was really happy with the track. It's probably the best track we've ever ridden this year, and I'd be happy to come back here.
Now, obviously, there's a fair bit of competition between you and Todd Waters, given the standings in the championship at the moment. At the end of the first moto, we did see that you guys had a few words in the pits. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
He said that he got out of control and went over the tyres and then T-boned me in the corner. I see it otherwise, but, that just shows his dedication, He's a champion and he wants to win, and, I might return the favour for him. But no, we just want to get out there and go racing. Todd's a charger, and if it wasn't for him, I'd be sitting around just doing nothing. So it's good having him to battle with, and I can't wait for the end race at Coolum. I think it's going to definitely come down the wire.
Now, we saw you guys shake hands before, so clearly no hard feelings, but Coolum's coming up pretty rapidly, and you've got a pretty good grasp on that red plate. Is that your aim?
Oh, definitely. I feel good. The bike's great, and me and Todd, we're really going to keep it on the track. I actually went and seen him after that first moto, and I said, mate, we don't want to be racing like this. Let's win this championship fair and square. But I know it's going to get dirty, but just sort of keeping him in check and making sure we're not going to both do the wrong thing, like both hurt ourselves and be out for the rest of the season and someone else win it. So I'm just looking forward to Coolum, and I got an 11-point lead now, so I'm happy with that, and just want to go out and get my first championship in the 450 class.
Well, congratulations on your clean sleep here today. It was awesome to see you ride like that.
Thanks very much.
Guys, Matt Moss. There you have it, Cam, all the MX1 highlights. Now we're going to head over to the MX2 class. Swan Hill this weekend's been really, really interesting. A lot of people were expecting a different type of dirt out on the track, but it actually turned out to be quite sandy.
Sandy, deep and gnarly, a lot of braking bumps, lots of whooped out sections. Let's go and have a look at the Model MX2.
Here we go with the MX2. Thanks, Cam and Misty. Certainly a great track, very well presented, a lot of ruts. Bit of controversy when the gate dropped the first time for moto number 1. They had to be called back for a restart. A few guys hit the gates and interfered with other riders' start. So a complete restart was called. And again, out they came very quick. It was the two-stroke of Carl Makem who got the whole shot in this one. Suzuki $100 whole shot for Carl Makem. It was a great day for Macon. He rode very strong all the way through. So too did the other KTM rider in Brock Winston on the choice KTM. Winston rode very strong to take out second overall from the day and put his mate back there in third place, Carl Macon. But of course it was the Yamaha rider, Serco Yamaha's red plate, Luke Stike, not only leads the championship but continues to dominate at nearly every round. He's been the man to beat. This will be his 7th round win across the 8 rounds of the championship, and certainly a strong campaigner to win this championship. Should be able to wrap it up after Moto 1 at the next round. Sit back and enjoy the action of the Modal MX2 highlights from round 8 Swan Hill. Luke Stykes took out the day and wrapped it up with a very strong performance. Now time to catch up with Cam Williams, series commentator on the podium.
How you feeling right about now? Flat tyre. Sometimes these things, there's just nothing you can do about it. You just got to charge through it, haven't you?
Yeah, you know, it sucks for that moto, but in the big scheme of things, I still brought it home and still got points, so that's cool. I mean, I only dropped 1 position overall, so in the big scheme, I can't get too disappointed about it. It just sucks because I was having so much fun at the start there. It was the first time I'd really been able to, you know, get aggressive and kind of push Stikey and just see where I'm at, and, like, you know, in the big scheme of things. So that was really fun, and yeah, I think I just monoed into a hole and I actually felt it. I thought, man, if I don't get a flat tyre from that, I'll be surprised. And then from there on, it just slowly went down, and them last 5 laps were a struggle. I felt like I was riding a surfboard into the corners.
What do you do though, mate? I guess it's a learning experience. Obviously, your speed with a flat tyre still wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that was probably the hardest moto physically I've ever had to do. I was coming in the corners and trying to steer the thing in the ruts, and mentally and physically that was pretty challenging. But I mean, you know, we kept going. I didn't want to give up. You know, I really want to get runner-up in this championship, the TuneTech race, and he worked so hard, and I think that'd just be a cool way to top it off. So, yeah.
Good on you, mate. Fantastic performance today.
Thanks, mate. It's love to give a big shout out to everybody that came out today to support me and my family and my mum there. It's kind of a home round for me, so it was pretty cool to get out there and put on a show for you guys. Foxhead Australia, Oakley, Pirelli, Motor X. Big thanks to KTM Australia. They help out heaps. Steve Jones from TuneTech Racing again, AJ's Motorcycles, and the collective family. Thanks.
Good on you, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for the ever nice Carl Macon. Alrighty, Brock Winston, you get yourself a big old box of produce from the guys around here as well. Happy. There's actually a pretty nice box of goodies. Thanks very much to the crew from Sunraysia. 2013 Harvest, mate. In terms of your motos today, obviously looking to return to that consistency we saw you with a little bit earlier on, getting a start and running towards the front.
Yeah, that's it. You know, like I said, it's just about building my confidence back up again and trying to get like even half decent starts. I know I can get up here all the time, and yeah, so I've been working on my starts hard, and they're paying off, and yeah, just got to, you know, make them, and Stike are running a really good pace, and you know, I do struggle to run their pace, but I'm trying, and yeah, I just got to keep plugging away at it, and yeah, I'm happy.
It becomes a game of tenths at this level, doesn't it? You know, like 10th here, 10th there, and you just find those little bits at a time, don't you?
Yeah, and like the track today, like if you push too hard, you lose time. You know, like you got to really be careful and patient the whole time, and yeah, so it makes it tricky.
Fantastic performance today, mate. Great to see you back up on the box.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to thank Choice Motorsport, KTM, and Fox, Oakley, and yeah, just big shout out to Choice KTM for coming, and they do a lot for me, and I appreciate it.
Good on you. Fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Brock Winston.
Welcome to Hawaii.
Luke, that perfect day, mate. We even got a fist pump out of you want to go over the line. Clearly pretty happy with your performance today.
You know, I had to start putting smiles around the pits. A few people were getting worried. I was going 1-1 and still looked a bit angry, but that just separates me from everyone else. I think I just go 1-1. I'm still searching on the track. I just want to get better and better, and that's the way I want to be. And you know, today was great, and the track was awesome. It was one of the deepest tracks I've ever ridden. But you know, overall the club put a great race on today. Good moisture in the dirt, and you know, concrete start was difficult. You know, mixes it up for everyone. But overall the day was great.
Sorry, we're just doing the numbers here. I'm just getting it in my right ear as we speak here, mate. You're 10 points short. Yeah. So we're going to go racing next weekend anyway. Not going to see you on a 450. So in terms of that, mate, your performance this year, you're pretty happy. Obviously, you're that guy that you're never going to stop looking, but so far this year you have been pretty damn good.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I just want to, you know, give a big shout out to Serco Yamaha, my trainer Bernie McNeil back home. Just everyone in Serco, just hands down, this is the best team to be out there on MX2 bike, and you know, just some personal sponsors Enduro. They just fill me up with all the good stuff. Just Etney Shoes, Shoots Earth Moving, and you know, just everyone helping me out. Thanks.
Good on you, mate. Fantastic performance today.
Appreciate it.
There's your modal MX2 podium. Just move in the middle there, mate. Third place today, Cale Makem. Second, Brock Winston, and your winner overall, Luke Stike.
Luke Stike completely cleaned up here at Swan Hill this weekend, went 1-1 and qualified fastest. You couldn't really be happy with anything else.
You know, yeah, for sure. You know, the hard work's all paying off, and just just got to give big thanks to Serco Yamaha and just you know, everyone's putting behind me, and everything's working out, and hopefully have another good round like this at Toowoomba.
Now, one thing I did want to ask you is about the start in the first moto. Obviously, you guys were called back to the start line because someone actually jumped the gate. How off-putting is that when you do get a good start and you've got to come back and start again, but also you've got to get off the bike and all that sort of stuff?
Oh, well, you know, the start was pretty okay. You know, would have been happy if it was, you know, kept running, but it was actually good. I got a better start in the second one, so it actually worked out better in my favour. But, you know what I mean? It's just a little glitch in the motorbikes, and you just got to, you know, move forward and stay headstrong and just keep positive.
Now, we just heard on the podium before that you are 10 points short of taking the championship before we've even gotten to Coolum. Was that your aim from the beginning? Are you trying to tie this up early?
Yeah, for sure. You know, anything can happen in this championship, as we can see last year. You know, I missed out. with bike troubles and a few mistakes. But I just want to keep trying hard and go 1-1 every weekend. But just keep progressing and keep learning.
Well, congratulations today, and we look forward to seeing you at Toowoomba.
Appreciate it.
Luke Stark, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it, guys, all the highlights from the Modal MX2 class. Now, Cam, a lot of these guys had actually raced the Victorian State round here at Swan Hill, and it really showed with that experience on the weekend.
It definitely helps, doesn't it? Even though it was a mud race, we're coming here on a dry day, just to set up the deep sand, the braking bumps, they had some experience here in it. It always shows.
Now, the track and the club did an awesome job at putting on an astounding event, and of course, WEM did an awesome job as well. Now, you actually caught up with Kevin Williams yesterday about a couple of different things that were going on in the industry.
Yeah, there's been a lot of chatter during the week about rider numbers being down, about the expense of a series, and a lot of stuff. And so the best way to get the answers on that is speak to the man himself, Kevin Williams. Okay, welcome back to Thor Bench Races. Here with Kevin Williams, head honcho of WEM. Kevin, it's been a pretty interesting couple of weeks in terms of online chatter. There's been a lot of chat with regards to riders' numbers. Clearly, we saw at Hervey Bay they were down.
Yeah, look, they are down. I think it's a global situation. You look around the world, numbers are down. It's pretty tough out there in the marketplace. A lot of riders going back 3 or 4 years ago, there was a lot more support because there was a lot more money around from the manufacturers in race plan bikes and all that kind of stuff. Some of the guys that used to get 2 bikes, you need 2 bikes to race nationally. That hasn't happened as much. But generally, it's just a tougher market. And it's not just here. You look at the MX1 World Championship, they went from a 40 grid start down to a 30 grid start, and they're only getting 26, 28 at the World Championship level. When we started this back in 97 with the championship, all the tracks had 30 gate starts. The sport went through a real boom, and across that period, we grew the starts out to 40. Times have got tough. We're getting back to probably more of a market, a compressed market that we saw 8 to 10 years ago. So, if you reduce the gates back down to 30, it doesn't look that empty. It is something that we're looking at. We're working with the manufacturers. We're looking at different things. But the reality of it is people don't have as much time to get off work. They can't travel as much. We've reduced down to one-day events. So we're constantly looking at it. It's something that we're well and truly aware of. But having said that, from a racing point of view, from a spectator point of view, coming and seeing it, you're seeing the best of the best, and you're seeing some really good racing. MotoGP, I remember the first year I went to Phillip Island to watch MotoGP, I think there was like 38 people on the grid. Most MotoGP races now, you're lucky to see 18 riders. The same with World Superbike. So it's around the world, whether it's V8 supercars, whether it's Formula One or MX Nationals, grid numbers are down. We're seeing it at state level. It's just a sign of the times. We've got to look at what we're doing, try and find ways to get more riders there. But at the end of the day, if people can't afford to, and they're choosing to do their local stuff, that's not a bad thing either.
Moving along from that one, obviously last time out we saw Jake Moss with that incident in the GoPro Superpole where he was clearly inside a track mark, and there's been a lot of chatter about that, about whether Jake should or shouldn't have, and personally lost a substantial amount of points and I believe some money to go with that. Anything from your perspective that potentially could have been done better or we need to look at?
Look, I think the riders and everyone, it was a tough call, I got asked to go on out and have a look. I went and had a look at the track where he went. I watched it on his GoPro footage. He when he first came in, I said to him, he was quite emotional about it, which I understand. They're racing for a championship. That's what they do for a living. But I said to him, well, let's look at the GoPro footage. He said, but I was the wrong side of the marker. So he knew he was, and like everything, McEnroe, all those guys, they want to contest where that line is. Well, he was the wrong side of the line. The reason in GoPro Superpole that all those other issues that we've heard over the rules and different things I've heard and said in this week where, well, he didn't gain advantage, he didn't gain that. In the GoPro Superpole, it's very simple. It's only you on the track. No one's going to push you outside the line. If we didn't have a hard and fast rule that says if you're outside the marker, you're disqualified, we'll take a much wider line on this corner. We'll go inside this one just a little bit because it's only just a little bit inside the line to get a faster lap. He wasn't out there intentionally cheating. No way was he cheating. But they pushed the barrier. One of the things that we've had to do with the sport in recent times is look at how tracks are marked. They used to always be marked by a half dug-in tyre. I was chatting to Craig Dack about it. In his day, the tyres didn't move. You hit the tyre, you're over the bars, you self-penalised. Because of the way things have gone, we've got to change that. We're looking at new flexible markers. And a few of the riders said, well, what happens if you're hitting the marker, you're in or you're out? We've been very clear today. If you're coming around a track and you're clearly on the outside and you're hitting the markers every time, as far as we're concerned, you're outside. Touching the markers, you're over the line. Because we've got to make them soft, they've got to be flexible. If they just keep pushing them out, what's the point of marking a track? We can't mark it with concrete, we can't mark it with hard things, so we've given them a clear direction this weekend. The Mossy thing was one of those things that happens in racing. It's a split-second decision. He's disappointed. He said, it was the same for everyone. Well, the other 4 riders had no problem with it. So it's just one of those things, and unfortunately sometimes you fall the wrong side of the marker, and Jake Moss did.
Unfortunate for Jake Moss in that one. Now moving along to the state of a championship, obviously we saw at Hervey Bay this championship dramatically get closer. You must be happy with the way that considering that it was the most competitive field, that we're getting into these last 3 rounds, and the senior championship really is up for grabs still, isn't it?
Look, it is. Right at the start of the year, it was like, there's 14 guys on paper who can win this MX1, and Todd Waters came out and said, throw all that paperwork in the bin, I'm here. Unfortunately for Todd, though, a couple of falls in non-championship races, and whether, I don't know what caused those, whether his mind's only at 98% there, not at 100%. Yeah, he's a championship rider for sure. But Mossy has worked hard. He came in underdone at the start of the season. We'd heard things in the lead up. He had a cracked wrist, he had this, he had that. Whether it was all mind games or not, he certainly wasn't 110% at the start of this championship. But man, he's on song right now. So really he's getting down to the business end, and that's why it's really important on understanding where the track markers are and penalties, because we're at the business end of this game now, so it's going to be really strong to see. But I couldn't ask for it to be any better. 2 points in the championship, 3 rounds to go, it's alive.
Still a lot of racing left to do. Now, we move down to the modal MX2 class as well, and we look at that and we go, well, this one definitely is Luke Stykes to lose. But in terms of the other guys, we've seen the real emergence of a lot of younger, better privateers this year, haven't we?
Look, we have. We've seen some real young guns step it up. It's always been hard. You've seen a lot of, the Cade Mosics and then the Doggy Marmots and those guys. But this year, you've seen some essential privateer guys step it up. Brock Winston's has stepped it up. He's riding exceptionally well. We've seen Carl Makem, what a surprise. Well, not really a surprise. He's always been a good rider, but to step it up to that another level, that's a big step. He's done great. You can't take anything away from Luke Stykes. He's done a great job. Disappointing, obviously, to lose Luke Clout and, of course, Josh Keisha. So that's left a bit of a hole, but you've got to give it to those other kids. They've stepped up. A win on the 252 stroke. It's been fantastic.
Now, on the topic of 252 strokes, we see a lot in the MXD class that these guys, the 252 strokes, they're pulling the whole shot, and there's a clear horsepower advantage. Are you guys looking to address that with the 252 stroke versus the 254 stroke anytime soon?
Yeah, I guess we can address it. If you're not happy with it, go and buy 252 strokes. Pretty simple. The reality of it is, I think what we're seeing is there's some young kids come out of juniors, and fundamentally in juniors they're riding, a lot of kids still ride 1252 strokes. So they've got that throttle control. I guess the generation of 4 strokes in motocross racing, for me, has taken away some of the ultimate skill that the old riders had. You've got braking, engine braking, and all those other things. The 2 strokes are tougher bike to ride. But for me right now, we just talked about rider numbers are down a little bit. We can't do anything that's going to decrease that more. For the people that are riding 2 strokes, they can change the piston rings. They can do that. A lot of people today think you go and buy a 250F and you've got to turn around and straight away go and spend $4,000 on the engine to be competitive. A 252 stroke, they're just spending the money straight up on suspension and tyres and putting it into getting results. I think it's a great thing. I think you're seeing in Europe they're going back to it more, so it's all coming together well.
Fantastic, Kevin. Appreciate your time today. There it is, Kevin Williams, not afraid to answer the tough questions. Alrighty, there you have it from Kevin Williams. Now, Misty, this weekend we're getting deep into this series, and a lot of the time the guys we don't hear about are the unsung heroes, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're the mechanics. Every week, day in, day out, they're prepping the bikes, getting everything ready for the weekend. They're washing the bikes between races, and they don't get a lot of credit. So we thought this week we'd catch up with a few of them, so here they are now. Just having a quick chat with Peter Rabjones, who's Luke Stykes' mechanic from Serco Yamaha. First thing I want to speak to you about is the start from the very first moto. A couple of guys jumped the start gate, and then they had to bring the guys back in to start again. How important is it to get the guys off the bike and away from the bike, I guess, and away from the line?
Yeah, it's pretty important. Just got to get the fuel back up, get clean goggles, and just make sure the gate's prepped again, and just make sure he's ready to go out there again and ready to do his job.
Now that's kind of, I guess, what you juggle as your role as a mechanic. You've got to get everything organised. Was it really tough to kind of get everything back when you weren't expecting it?
Sometimes it is, but it wasn't. It's not muddy. It's a dry race, and concrete starts a little bit easier than dirt, so it was pretty easy.
Now, Luke's sitting in first position at the moment. We're midway through the moto, so we won't keep you much longer. But what's your advice to him at the moment when he's out on the track like this?
Well, he's got a pretty big lead, so I'm just telling him to be smart. He's got a massive points lead and just finish it and get it done.
Well, thanks for the chat and good luck for Luke for the rest of the moto.
Right, thank you.
Guys, Peter Rabjones. You're watching the Thor Bench Races on mysportlive.com.au. Stay tuned and we'll be back right after the break.
Okay, Misty, other big news this week with the Pirelli MXD class next year, 18 years and under only.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I think it's going to be good for the lights class, the MX2 class. It's going to push those entries up in that class as well. And it'll also give an opportunity for the younger ones to come up and get that real experience that they need moving up in the industry, I guess.
Now, speaking of one of the younger ones, another one of these young Kiwi invaders come to Australia after a year in Europe. We caught up with Hamish Harwood, the red plate carrier of this series.
Hey guys, I'm just having a quick chat with Hamish Harwood. Hamish, fastest qualifier today and now Moto 1 for the MXD class winner for today. You must be really, really happy with how you're travelling.
Yeah, no, it's going good actually. I got the fastest lap time by I was just over 2 seconds, which is quite good. Usually that's my weak point, but no, that was good. And then I off the start, it wasn't too bad, and I was in 3rd place and just moved through into 1st and just played it safe and ended up with the win.
Now, you've kind of been an understated guy this year. You haven't really been out there too much, but you've been up the front all the time. Once you got that red plate, you seem to just run with it. Are you really consistent and happy to keep holding on to it?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's really good to have the red plate. And coming into the season, I was injured and I've just built up more and more momentum. And no, it's been good. I just want to keep a hold of the red plate and just have that at the end of the season.
Now, obviously, you're from New Zealand. How are you finding racing in Australia? Is it what you expected, or is it not exactly what you were hoping for?
No, it's quite different. The competition's a lot better, but I spent 8 months over in Europe last year doing some racing in MX2. So, it's between all the 3 places I've been, it's all places are different, and you just got to adapt to how they are.
Now, what's next on the cards for you? Because obviously, it looks like you're going to tie this championship up. You don't have a lot of competition at the moment. You're ticking all the boxes every week. So what's next for you?
For me, hopefully I can come back over here next year and ride for a team if I get picked up. The CMR racing team, they've been helping me out heaps this year with KTM Australia, supplying me a bike and whatnot. And hopefully I can just get picked up and have a ride for next year.
Well, congratulations on your Moto 1 win today, and we look forward to seeing you for the rest of the season.
Cool, thank you. I'd just like to thank CMR Racing, MotorX, Pirelli, Red Bull, Target MX Coaching. Jade's been doing a lot of work with me and helped me out a lot. LKI, Alias, 100%. Golly from over here, he's been helping us out a lot. And just heaps of family over here. Brented out from back home and all my family back home, they just are so supportive and everyone. I just can't thank anyone enough. Biggest thanks to KTM.
There you have it, guys. Hamish Harwood.
Well, Hamish Harwood, well done there. Went on to take out the overall for the day. You look at one of these start actions and you can't quite see it, but watch this replay coming up. Here's Joel Dinsdale. One of the toughest parts of the race is the start, as we see riders going down everywhere in that. That's the MXD class, and Hamish Harwood took it out with another solid performance and continues to lead the series.
As always, Cam, here at the races, we've got some fruity characters that we look for week in, week out. So this week, I didn't disappoint, did I?
No, you know how to find them, Misty. Let's go and check out our Spectator of the Week.
Hey, you're with Misty from MySport Live. I'm just here with Lindsay, who is our MX Nationals Fan of the Week. Lindsay, what brings you out to the Nationals today?
I just used to do this stuff years ago and want to come and see how it is, see how the new guys do it.
And what have you thought so far? This is the first time we brought the MX Nationals to Swan Hill. What do you think about it?
Awesome. Yeah, real good. They have a real crack.
Now, the level of talent's probably increased a little bit since you were riding in your day. Do you think that? Do you think so?
Oh, yeah, I couldn't make it around this track now.
Now, you're carrying a bit of an injury, I see. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah, flipped the KTM.
That's not what we want to hear, so no more riding for you then.
Nah, not today.
There you have it, guys. Lindsay, who's our MX Nationals Fan of the Week.
Alrighty, guys, we're getting very close to wrapping this one up on the Thor bench races. Misty, it's really good to be able to give the guys at home a view of what we get to see every time we come racing.
It certainly is, and we have been showing behind the scenes every week, so we thought this week let's take it all back to racing. Let's show you the track, let's show you the bikes, let's show you up and close and personal with the mechanics. I think we really delivered.
Fantastic. Don't forget, guys, to make sure you follow us on MX Nationals on Facebook, www.mxnationals.com.au. Get on our Instagram account and hashtag MX Nationals. For Misty Walden, I'm Cam Williams on behalf of WEM and all our sponsors. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time.
Winner, Motul Pirelli Suzuki, the Matt Moss replica, courtesy of Suzuki, Motul and all of our official partners that support the Motul Suzuki team. Subscribe to the MX Nationals website. Simply get the newsletter, follow your email and reply.